Welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a great time at Summit, a good time at the Bash last night. My name's Jason Wong. I'm the product manager for JIRA Software. Now, we launched JIRA Software last year with the 7.0 release. It's a product that's been designed and built specifically for software teams to help them manage their software development workflow end-to-end. Now, we've carried over some powerful Agile features, starting with a backlog for planning, a board for team collaboration, and releases to help you ship. And throughout, we've got developer tool integrations that mean you can track truly what's happening in the code. So today I'm going to take you through an update of the features we've shipped in JIRA Software this year. But first, I just want to say a big thank you to you, our customers. The stories about the problems you solve with the software that you ship is truly inspiring. To us at JIRA Software, we like coming in and trying to make the product better so that you can do more of that great stuff. Now, software teams that ship amazing stuff can make it look really easy. But we all know from working behind the scenes that there's a lot of stuff that goes on to make all this work really nicely. And a lot of this can be difficult because we're dealing often with a lot of stuff that's intangible. Like if you think about where your software's heading next, the next release, what's it going to look like, what functionality is in there, how's it going to behave, it can be hard because of this intangibility. And so a really good way to deal with that is to have a great way to visualize your software development workflow and also to be backed up with tools that get you to working software often. And so, again, we spend a lot of time making sure that we give you a great way to visualize that software development process so you can manage it better. And when connected with development tools, we've got Bitbucket in pipelines in cloud and server, Bamboo and server, where you get that end-to-end build capability. And so, just like Neo did in the Matrix, who could see and work with the software better than anyone else, we sort of believe that having this ability to visualize software and get to working software quickly is that superpower you want to have, and we try to bring that through in our products. Let's have a look at the product demos I've got for you today. We're going to start with an update about usability, and we're hearing a lot from you that you like the power of JIRA Software, just if you could help make the user interface a little bit less complex and that power more accessible. One area where we got some feedback on was around that it can be a little bit hard to find stuff in JIRA. And so a logical place to start was with the search experience. And what we've done with this update to the quick search box on the top of your JIRA instance here is to now return more than just issues. You now also get projects and filters popping up in your search results there, helping you get quickly to those things that matter a lot faster. Now, you heard in yesterday's keynote about 3 million hours is spent in JIRA Software Cloud each month on backlog and boards. Now, a lot of the interaction that happens on here is to do with you go to a card and you can see where it's relative where it is in its priority list or where it is in the column. And when you click on that card, it's good to be able to see this to get more detail on that. Now, a particular problem here was that we only supported a couple of fields that you could edit. So you'd have to click on that menu, which pops this open, or if you know the E keyboard shortcut, you can click on that, go to the field that you want to change, and then update it. Now, it turns out not a lot of people actually do this. What they do is they click on the card and then find that they can't edit the fields and go through to the full detail page. And on this full detail page, they'll then find the actual field they want to edit, update it, and save it. So a lot of clicks, a lot of round trip to do a basic operation. And so how we've solved this is simply by making that detail panel inline editable. So you can now go to that directly, change it on the spot a lot faster, a lot more intuitive. Now, I won't have time to go through the other updates we've done, but you'll see this principle applied throughout our product. So now when you go to invite a user, you can do that inline without having to go out to user management. Similar, if you go to your releases now, you'll find you can manage your versions inline, edit them, not having to go to a project administration page to do that. And by saving you all this time and clicks, hopefully we can give you that time back to spend on making some awesome software. We're also going to be updating the design of our cards. Now, first of all, we wanted to do that so that when you move between desktop and mobile, the designs are a lot more in line. But we also wanted to make sure that we're making things easier to read. And we've done that by making the layout and designing it in a way that more naturally flows with the way we read the cards. So that starts with the top left here, giving the title and summary that sort of prime position. You'll notice as well, it now has the full width of the card. So this means that the cards now, when you look at them displayed amongst all the other cards on a board, they'll deal better with more details and more columns. We then moved the other information, secondary, tertiary things, the other fields, into the corners and gave them a persistent location. So you'll find when you get used to using these cards, it's a lot easier to just glance and see, okay, here's the card and here's that particular field and what information's on there. Next, let's have a look at what we've done for Agile software development. Those of you who do Scrum may have come across this situation where you had to give people full project administration rights in order for them to start and stop sprints. And that wasn't always desirable to give everyone that permission. And so we've come up with a new sprint permission that allows you to delegate that particular ability to start and stop sprints to particular people. You'll be able to find that in project settings under managed sprints. And it's also worth, noting that we've actually disabled this permission by default. So when you go to create a new project going forward, it won't affect your existing ones, but new projects going forward, everyone can now start and stop sprints. And we recommend then, if you still need to lock that down to particular people, to then apply this permission. It's just more, we wanted to get a bit more in line with Agile and like having a bit more of an open ability to start and stop sprints. Those of you on Kanban have probably run into the situation when planning can get quite difficult because you run out of space a lot. So if you look at that first column there, our backlog, and in this example, it's 6 cards we're already running below the fold. So not a lot of space to manage that, particularly as more and more stuff builds up in that backlog. So we've got a new planning feature for Kanban, which is the backlog, which will pop up when we detect that it's getting a bit full. And how this starts off is that you can map whatever column on this board across to that backlog area. We can go with the default, which is the first column. And once we move into this area, you can see now there's more space for the remaining columns, which is great because you now get more space to look at and focus on work in progress, which is what you want for Kanban. And over on the backlog, very familiar to those on Scrum, nice thin cards, you can now manage and groom that priority a lot better. And when you're happy to promote it up for the team to pick it up, drag it to the top, and that will then result in it being visible on the board where the team can then pick it up. So this feature has been available in labs in cloud, and a big thank you to those of you who've tried it out and given us feedback to improve it. Shortly after Summit, we'll be shipping it out of labs, and it will support versions, epics, and subtasks. Now I want to talk about how we get from Agile and even quicker into working software, and that comes by connecting JIRA software with developer tools. And we wanted to see, is this actually making people faster, making teams faster? We did a study of our customers who have connected JIRA software and Bitbucket Cloud together, and it does turn out that these customers are releasing 14% more often and closing 23% more issues. And so to make sure that everyone's getting this connected value, we'll be shortly shipping an integration point that's conveniently located in the JIRA software sidebar, where you can now put in your repository link, and if you use Bitbucket or GitHub, we'll then follow through and integrate them. And what I'm demonstrating here is the connection between JIRA software and Bitbucket. We also shipped this year an update where this authentication process now takes place with just a few clicks, no more messing around with API keys. So a really easy way to connect the instances together, and you'll see now we've got our JIRA software project linking to the repository, the code that implements all these things that we're tracking on our software project. And so once you've integrated, your team also gets the benefit of these powerful developer tool integrations we've previously demonstrated to you with the development panel, workflow triggers, and release hub. Now these features are also great collaboration tools, so not only do you see your metrics improve and more releases and more issues closed, but the team is generally happier because they don't have this overhead of having to report back what they're doing in the developer tools anymore. That's all happening through the integrations. Also happy to announce that this year we've shipped over 3,500 votes worth of feature requests for JIRA software, voted by you, our customers, on jira.atlassian.com. Also this year we shipped the JIRA Software API. It contains a lot of great extension points, and it's great to see the ecosystem flourish. They come in, these are the bunch of recently launched add-ons, areas of design, testing, deployment, monitoring. I won't have time to go into these today, but there's obviously a few here at Summit, so please go and see them, or go to marketplace.atlassian.com to check them out. But what I did want to mention was the importance we place in JIRA software and making sure we have great extensibility and a healthy, thriving ecosystem so that you can get more features and connect in integrations with other tools more than ever and get more done. My final part here today is on mobility. In March this year, we launched the JIRA Software Mobile App for iOS, and we're already 10 releases in. Customers are finding this app to be really useful to stay engaged anytime and anywhere they might be working. to keep work rolling by going in and commenting, transitioning issues, assigning issues, and using the phone itself to take photographs or upload screenshots. And this summit, we announced the availability now of boards on mobile, helping you, again, get that visibility into team progress when you're on the go. So if you go and download that now from the iOS App Store, you'll see that. And not only that, we've also got it for Android. All the same functionality you get on iOS, including the Scrum and Kanban boards. If you've got an Android, please jump onto Google Play Store and download and try that out. Thanks for coming to this update. Love to see you and talk to you more. If you want to stay back after this, I'll be around for questions, or please come and visit us at the product booths in the main hall. Love to hear how you're using the software and what you'd like us to do to improve it for you. Thank you.